Chris. Let me introduce you to Victor Vasarely. Victor was known as the grandfather of op art. The op stands for optical. Victor worked very hard to create optical illusions by using different shapes and patterns to create depth in his art. He worked as a graphic artist, which means he was creating art in magazines and newspapers on the side so that he could work on this art. This was very revolutionary. We're talking about art that was created 90 years ago. So he began this in the 1930s, and it was very different than anything anybody had ever seen. And as you can see in these various pieces, they really do give the illusion of depth. This is perhaps one you've seen before, and when you look at it, it looks like the ball has form, that I can kind of grab it, that it's receding in the background. And when you try and figure out how did he do this, you can notice that the shapes are just slowly changing. They change the angle, they change the size. There's some perspective going on, which we've worked on in our 2-point perspective city, our tree houses. That's what's happening here, but really it's all about changing the shape, and it is a trick of the eye. This was the one that he got first noticed for, and you can tell that they are zebras, but at first glance, maybe they just look like a lot of black lines, and you have to really study it a bit to see the heads, and then all of a sudden you can see, oh my goodness, of course those are zebras. So he's working to trick the eye, and I think it's really important to look at this type of art in our current times, because so much of what we see, the optical illusions, are created digitally. This is just paper to pencil. He's just changing the negative space, the positive space, the shapes, the lines, to create these tricks on our eyes. So we're gonna do our own optical illusion art. I'm going to show you how to do one, and then I have another one that you can work on. With this assignment, there'll be 2 links for a step-by-step of how to create this, and also how to create another piece, and they are written out so that if that's easier for you to get the directions, that way you can do that. But for this project, all you need is a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. You can, of course, go back and color this, but you can also leave it black and white. Also, the size of your paper is completely up to you. This works on any size. The piece I chose is about 4 by 8. You can choose any size that you want to create it. I would say that if you go too small, you might not get quite the same effect, but it can be smaller than a normal 9 by 12. So for the first part of this, you just want to go on your paper and do dots, not in any particular order. They don't have to be the same space apart. They're just going to be all over your page. And then what you're going to do for each of these dots is you have to connect them with a curve line. So for example, in this first one, I'm just going to go from here to here, and there to there, and then I'm going to build on it. There is no wrong way to do this. It's just keeping up this pattern. So I've done that one. Now I'm going to have to go from that dot to another dot. So I'm going to go over here. And I just keep doing this until my entire page is filled in. What you'll find is that you have started with some dots, but you can also, as you're going along, add some dots. So for example, I feel like this space is quite big now that I've done this. I need to add a dot here so that I can connect this and fill in this space. The trick is that you have to fill in the space. When I'm going to the edge, I could do another dot there to make a small one. And I just keep building. What's great about it is that it really allows you to build slowly and organically, and then decide what will work to fill in the spaces. Right here, I need another one. Gonna keep going. So you can see where you could do all sorts of different things with this. You could change the size. When you go back to color it, you could differentiate the spaces with the colors. But the trick is that you want to make sure that all the areas are filled in. So one thing I wanted to show you was this area. This area, I had filled this area and this area by connecting these. And then I had this little area that didn't really need a dot, and I just went and added some curved lines. I did the same thing at the bottom here. All of these lines are curved, and as long as you keep up that repeated pattern, you will have the effect of optical illusion flowers or whatever you think they look like. They can be whatever you want. And then, as I said, you can do it with pencil or marker, and then you could go back and color or not color. It depends on what's appealing to you. So please give this a try. It's actually really fun. I've enjoyed doing it myself, so I hope you enjoy it too. And as I said, there is a second one that you can follow the directions on using the dots, but doing a different shape on this Google Classroom assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoy working on it. Take care. Bye-bye.